Jesus is
Dyn-O-mite!
This means that Jesus is powerful. The word dynamite comes from the Greek word dunamis, which means power. We have seen Jesus stop hurricane-force winds with just a word. And we have seen Jesus heal a man possessed by a legion of demons with just a simple command. Both of these show us that Jesus is
Dyn-O-mite!
In today's story, we find Jesus surrounded by a huge crowd. In this crowd was a synagogue leader named Jairus. When Jairus saw Jesus, he fell at his feet, which is unusual for a synagogue leader to do. But he did this because he was in great need. His daughter was sick. No, that isn't exactly right. His daughter was on her deathbed. She was only a little girl of 12. So you can imagine the compassion that Jesus had for Jairus. And Jesus agreed to go, which makes us all happy because we know that Jesus can help, because Jesus is
Dyn-O-mite!
But then Jesus takes a detour. Jesus suddenly stops everyone and says, "Someone touched me." The disciples look as though he is crazy. Of course someone touched you. It is impossible to move without someone touching you. But Jesus had felt some of his power, his dynamite, go out of him. And he needed to know who did it. The one who touched him was a woman who had been suffering for 12 years. She had gone to the doctors, but they only made her feel worse. Not only did her suffering cause her pain, but everyone else called her unclean and kicked her out of society. So when she learned that Jesus was coming, she got a plan. If I could just touch the edge of his garment, I will be healed. So she snuck up to Jesus in the crowd. And it was then that Jesus' dynamite transferred into her and she was healed. So when Jesus asked, "Who touched me?" this woman knows that he means her. The problem is that when she touched Jesus, she was breaking the law because an unclean woman is not allowed to touch a teacher like Jesus. She could be in big trouble if she answers Jesus' call. But she does it anyways. And she does it because she knows that Jesus wants to speak to her, and Jesus wants to transform her. This woman came after God because of superstition, but now she is able to have a relationship with God. But what do you think Jairus feels at this moment? He must have been getting quite nervous, and he must have been getting very upset. Why would Jesus waste time at such a crucial moment? And then the worst happens. A man comes to Jairus and tells him that his little girl is dead. Jairus must have believed that she died because Jesus neglected her. But Jesus looks directly at Jairus and tells him to not be afraid, but to believe. Jesus still goes to Jairus' house and he grabs the dead girl by the hand and he says, "Talitha cum," which basically means, "Honey, it's time to get up now." Instantly, the girl got up. She was back alive after being dead. Jesus is
Dyn-O-mite!
If Jesus has us by the hand, then death is just like a little nap. So let us grasp Jesus by the hand so that we can experience Jesus
Dyn-O-mite!
If we do, we will discover that Jesus' dynamite isn't just power, but it's love. This is the kind of explosion that we should all want to be caught up in.